Quebec voters in the riding of Arthabaska will be going to the polls in a summer by-election. The date is set for August 11th, and it's shaping up to be an interesting race. Joining us now is political analyst Raphael Melançon. Good to see you, Raphael.
Good evening, Maya. Thanks for having me.
So the polls are suggesting this is going to be a tight race between the PQ and the Conservative Party of Quebec. You have a former journalist who's a star candidate for the PQ running against the leader of a party trying to make a breakthrough at the National Assembly.
And this could be the opportunity finally for Éric Duhaime, the leader of the Quebec Conservative Party, to finally make his big entry in the National Assembly as soon as this fall, if ever he wins on August the 11th. So, of course, it's going to be interesting to follow because, Arthabaska is a riding that is very fertile for conservatives. If you look on the stage, Richemont Arthabaska has been for a long time a conservative riding, federal conservative on this side. So of course there are people, there are voters there that are interested by Éric Duhaime and his party and his vision for Quebec certainly. So there's a fertile ground here to eventually maybe win this election, this by-election for Éric Duhaime, but also at the same time on the other side you have the PQ, which is of course having a certain momentum in the polls across the province, so they could cause the surprise here as well. As we know, the PQ has won the last by-election in the riding of Terrebonne, so that could happen also again with candidate Alex Boissonneau, so a former journalist with Radio-Canada here that we see on the screen. So this is going to be really a tight race, Maya. So far, the polls are suggesting, and also our friend Philippe G. Fournier from Quebec 125 are suggesting that both the PQ and the Conservatives are neck and neck at 37 with 37 on both sides.
Wow, so it's going to be a tight race. We will be following, and I guess, well, voter turnout will probably be an issue too, because of course it's a by-election in the middle of the summer.
Especially at this time of the year. And also, let's face it, Maya, it's strategically chosen by the Legault government because they know that their party stands absolutely no chance in a riding that used to be a CQ stronghold for this party for many years, since 2012 actually. Éric Lefebvre and prior to that Sylvie Roy used to hold this riding with huge majorities, up to 60% some years during some elections. So of course this is not going to be looking good for the CQ this time. They know it, and that's why they're launching this election in the middle of the summer, because they know a lot of people right now at home are on vacation mode and they won't be watching what's happening on television.
Okay, well, speaking of the CQ poll numbers, the last time we spoke, we were looking at those poll numbers, CQ trailing far behind in third place, behind the PQ and the Liberals overall across the province. You were saying François Legault should take some time this summer to reflect on his political future. He gave an interview to the Presse Canadienne over the weekend and basically says he's proud of his economic record. He's not going anywhere. Quickly before we wrap up, do you think Premier François Legault can turn things around for the CQ?
It's going to be a very tough one to pull, Maya, because basically the clock is ticking for François Legault. He's got approximately 6 months ahead of him before the pressure becomes too high on his shoulders. And eventually, right now, he still has control of the political agenda. It's not too bad. Like, his ministers and his MNAs are staying behind him. But eventually, and maybe the results of that by-election in Arthabaska might change the situation for him within his party. If the results are catastrophic, then people might eventually start panicking internally and speaking up publicly to ask for François Legault's resignation. Same thing that has happened just a few months ago with Justin Trudeau on the federal stage. So right now, he still has control over the political agenda, but we'll wait and see. If the polls don't change, in 6 months from now, I would say François Legault is cooked.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there, Raphael. Thank you, as always, for your insights. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Maya. See you next time.